$10,000 and you had it in the market and it was only by 2%, it would take 35 years to double your money. If you took that same $10,000 and then multiplied it by 6% at a rate of return, it would take you 12 years to duplicate your money. That's amazing. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Growth Show. My name is Josh Lewis. I am here with JeffJCunningham.com. He is wearing the cash flow hat today. I was going to wear my cash flow hat today, but unfortunately, I don't have it. It's actually at work, and it needs to be clean because I wear it at work, and it's messy. But so that's a great hat you're wearing, and it's a great hat you're wearing because today we are talking about money and the education of money. So, Jeff, what do you think are the things that you need to know in order to earn, keep, and multiply money?
Yeah, I mean, it's very simple. I do this all the time, right? And yeah, Josh, it's good you taking the lead since I'm getting coached by a coach on what I'm doing. He's just looking at my sales funnel, which is just another way. I have released Changing Lives Coach, or actually they bought jeffscoaching.com as all the coaching. And he's like, good, man, you're not charging enough. You have this, this, and this, right? So the whole thing, I believe, is literally know that there's no shortage of money, and there's just a shortage of people going out there for it. And really just that, you can kind of just, in life, everybody, you gotta realize everybody makes a price at any time. Value is all, as we have on Choice here, we hear the candle shaking or whatever she's doing over
That's
there.
okay, I got it. We're good. I muted her. It's good. It's good.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Everything has a price. Like, do you know how much this is?
Yes, $7.95.
Right. So who set that price?
I did.
You just created money. So by the way, guys, you can go on Amazon.com and buy the 7 Steps of Growth. Really good book. Shimmick read it, reviewed it. Everybody read it here. So see what I'm doing right here? I'm creating money. Like, this is action doing it. You're just asking. I forget what the question was, but this is what I teach people to do right away is, hey, go produce money. You created a product, this idea, all the stuff you've learned over the years. You put it in here, right? And you listed, hey, I want people to know this, so I'm going to limit it at the value of $7.99 so more people can go and grow and get where you get, right?
All right. Yes, I agree. So that's good. We're going to talk about the 3 steps. So number 1, let's talk about earning money, right? So let's talk about what advice do you have for people who are earning money, but they want to earn more money, right? So obviously making money is illegal, even though we say it all the time, let's make money. Earning money. How do we earn money, right? So let's say I'm earning $50,000 a year and I want to make $100,000 a year. But currently in the job that I'm in right now, I don't see that happening. What advice would you give to that person?
Yeah, so really first structure your time first, right? Figure out how much time you're in that job. That's always what I do. It's the time is the first thing. And then the second thing is do more, right? So you want more, do more. And you're just going to figure out another vehicle, another way to make money. And it could be as simple as I'm trying to fake something here, and listing this on eBay and generating money. Like, hey, I'm going to part with this JBL speaker, which is like my girlfriend, like my Spanish love right here. This is what I love bringing around. And I'm going to list it and sell it, right? So that you can do that in the time, once you manage the time, take it, list on eBay, list on Facebook Marketplace, right? Or you can then, there's millions of other ways you can kind of figure other little side hustles or full-time hustles. It can become a side hustle that becomes your full-time hustle. So yeah, just basically add another income stream. Really ask yourself, okay, what can I do to make more money? And when you do that, your mind will start to answer the questions. You start noticing stuff on, I can list this on eBay.
Yes.
Join
so I agree with that. And I think one of the things that you said, which was super important, is there is no shortage of money, right? Grant Cardone says it. There's no shortage of money. There's a shortage of people looking for the money. It's very true. If you look around your whole, like I'm looking right now, I'm looking at an iPad. I'm looking at a computer. I'm looking at a light. I'm looking at $100 bill, which I have hanging up right here. This is all money right here. And you gave that to me, by the way. So
I gave one to Dad for Father's Day too.
did you? That's good. You know what I also got here too as well? I got the Barbados money right here. That's 2 Barbados, as they say. I got some pesos up here too somewhere. But so earning money, right? If you want to earn more money, especially now, there's so many opportunities to earn as much money as you possibly can with selling things off of eBay, or finding another part-time job, or selling things online, drop shipping, if you're focusing on it. So we both agree that earning more money is absolutely a possibility. Here's number 2, which I think most of the world does not have. Well, I'm going to ask this question in a second, but number 2 is keeping money. Everybody has a hard time keeping their money. They do either one of 2 things. They have too much bills at the end of their month. So what that means is they pay all their money, they pay towards bills, or whatever they have left over, they shop, they use it, they put it back into the marketplace, which is not bad, but they're not saving it to multiply the money. So I'm going to talk about A, keeping the money, and then B, I want to ask a follow-up question. But so what do you think are better ways to get people conditioned to actually hold on to their money, instead of just, not saying that putting back into the marketplace is a good idea, but there's so many times where, I used to live this life too. When I first started work at Stop and Shop, we were giving money to Dad and everything. It was paycheck would come in and I was still negative $20 in my bank account, and a lot of people live like that. Some of my team members at work, they're talking about that. Like, yeah, I can't wait for my paycheck and I'll be about even. They're paying off debt and overdraft fees. So how do we get to the mindset of actually keeping our money and staying afloat?
So yeah, it's really simple because, dude, I do this all the time in coaching sessions, and I actually, like, right now, it's really, you got to figure out why you want your money, right? And it's as simple as this: needs and wants. When you find out what you really want the money for, you will then cut out. This is what I make people do. I make them circle all their needs. Light bill, I need the lights on, right? You circle all your needs, and then you want, this is a want here, an energy drink, Starbucks, whatever, right? You circle the want. And then if you really want something better, like when I wanted to build the software, I cut all my expenses and I funded all my want money into the software, because I felt like that could be the vehicle that would make me more money. That was my risky investment that I chose to use, right?
Right.
And it's that simple, but you got to really realize what you want it, because anybody who's negative doesn't know what they want in life, and they're just Starbucks. Oh, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. They don't have a clear goal. So if you don't have a clear goal, you're not going to get to a clear defined thing. You're just going to buy what looks nice. Oh, this shirt looks good. I'm going to go buy it. Right? You don't think in the future, I don't really need this shirt. This is a shirt I've had for a while. I wear it in all my things. And I haven't bought new clothes in a while. You were very good at this, Josh. You would never buy anything more. I never buy anything, right?
Right. So yeah,
that's kind of the thing. Just don't be because you got to realize where we're at. Everybody's marketing us and trying to consume us. Don't buy things that don't make you money. It's that simple. Right. So when you're keeping your money, keep the money there, and then invest in stuff like a book's a good investment. Instead of spending 4 Starbucks or 3 energy drinks, buy a $10 book like the 7 Steps to Growth that you can learn, or the 10X rule, or how money works, or something like that, right? Because that's this knowledge you're getting. And then you can take action with that knowledge. You don't just read the book, then take action to buy something, then go build the software with it like I did, or build a coaching business in a funnel,
Right. So let's get into my favorite part. And this is where I'm going to be talking to a little bit more, because we talked about earning money, we talked about keeping money, and this is my favorite part to talk about. How do we multiply our money? How do we get our money to work for us? How can we actually put our money into something that our money is making money while we sleep, where we're not going in and we're punching in a time clock and contributing to the worst trade of all mankind, where we are trading our time for our money, which is the worst trade we could possibly make, because we can always get more money, but we'll never get more time. So how do we multiply our money? You tell me what your strategies are, and I'd like to share some strategies too as well. Because I think there's a lot of different strategies that work really well.
I mean, I've done a few, whether it's I own a 4-unit real estate that still makes me cash flow, time, money. It has low maintenance for it. That's the cash flow there, and I'll get that rented out again. The software business that I invested money in, that was a subscription-based software business that made me money for a time being when that was working, and we invested in another software. There's so many different ways to do it. Anything I've invested in has the potential to make me money while I sleep. Like right now, I invested in my brand, Jeff the Entrepreneur, right? People right now are asking me, fansplan.com is asking me to post up for them. They're going to pay me like $50 to post for them, right? That's like another thing that I post in there. We're going to do something weekly. I got to post on their thing twice, 2 times the thing. If something I'm already doing, that's going to make me money because of my brand, right?
Right.
There's so many different ways to do it, to multiply money. I just think a lot that's not taught enough, like everybody knows real estate's like the golden one, but they don't really know a lot about it, right? They're
Right.
too scared to take a plunge. I think a lot of people know stock market works a lot too, but people don't know enough about it. One of my past coaching clients, Comeback Cam, I call him, he day trades, right? He's had $500 days when he's made that amount of money, right? But he didn't do it. He did exactly what we explained, right? He went and saved up money, took the unemployment checks, right? So he took all that stuff when they were getting it. Then he kept it, right? Then he invested it in Webull, the thing. And then he bought a course. He actually bought a course with credit cards. Sometimes I did the same thing. You invest on a credit card, you think, I'll just learn it, make it back. It's not really the smartest way. It's definitely an entrepreneur to do it. But he did it, and he's able to make $500 days. What you should really do once you money, start paying the credit card back, and then not really pay on the interest level of it. Yeah, that was like one way he did it,
Right. So why do you think the stock market is fuzzy to people? Why do you think? And I don't want to go into conspiracy theory, but why do you think it's almost purposely fuzzy for people, where you have to get a financial advisor to help you do these things? Why do you think that is the case? Do you think is it that complicated, or do you think it's purposely made that complicated in order for the structure to be set up so people do have to spend money?
No, so I was actually talking to a girl who trades she's like she's Muslim or something. She works for securities. She trades securities, which is a whole other side of stock market that like JP Morgan trades on the background. It's a whole level I'm learning right now. Okay.
Right.
Like nobody knows about. The simple stock market, they just bank on businesses. So I said in one of the past Corona Chronicles, I want to be business people bank on, right? Like Tesla. The thing about the stock market is, and it's crazy, it's actually up right now, the whole pandemic that we're at, where it's at, but it's because people, and we're all emotional. We talked about emotions, I think that was like last week, right? Emotion, stock market is built on emotions. It's crazy how it's built. Like everything, they definitely have what it's backed on the business, but how it's traded is how the confidence in the economy is and stuff like that. And like Elon Musk, I admire, usually he'll tweet out something so his stock drops, and this is illegal to do, so people buy into it.
Right, so it's influential, yes.
But yeah, the stock market, it's not actually as hard as people would really explain it to be. You just got to look up businesses. You got to read the news. It's kind of a fun way to invest. The thing is you got to pick one type of investing. Like focus is everything. Niche down and focus on exactly that. Like I focused on real estate, got that down until I had it. Then I started learning about stock market and doing that, right? So that's why I did it. Now, what I did learn is stock marketing is you're very emotional. So if you are risky like me, like an entrepreneur, you're going to take risks. You're going to make a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of money, whether it's swing trade or day trade, right? Which is why I got something, an IE1 that I got is really the perfect storm for me, because then I can take my cash flow, reinvest it in that, and that has like a floor, so it protects it. Kind of similar to a Roth IRA is kind of what the investment is,
Right. Yeah. So I want to go over this real quick, and I don't know if I could share my screen and do a whiteboard. Where can I do a whiteboard? Okay. Let's see.
Do this here. I can do it. Oh no.
Let me see.
You go.
Hold on a second, though.
And then, do you have a touch screen or no?
Yeah. Let me go back. Hold on one second.
So as you're setting that up, I do want to say that anybody right now who doesn't have a way to make money, right? Think of, and this is what I coach everybody, anybody else who's made money, whether it's business or anything, it all started with an idea. So whatever idea you have, and write it down right now of whatever that idea is, and then go Google search who had that idea, how they did it, and follow how they did it. Like, that's the quickest way to really get true to yourself, to really decide. But listen, you got to realize with any business venture or anything you do, it's not always easy. It takes a lot of action, but you literally will get wherever you want to give up. I know I hung out with a couple girls over the weekend that made me just want to give up. I was just like with them. I was like, oh, this is it. This is everywhere I want to be. And now I'm here. All
right. So let me see. Is this going to work or not? If it's not going to work, I'm just going to take this off.
You want me to draw it on here? Because I do this all the time with my thing. I thought you were going to do slides.
No, I was going to, but unfortunately, it's not going to work for my thing. All right, so I'll try and do it this way. If you were to go in a room of 1,000 people, right? There's 1,000 people in the room. I don't know if you can see that. There's 1,000 people in a room, right? You see that? Yeah. How many people do you think would have a basic financial education out of 1,000 people?
Talk this cheap. Yeah.
And by basic, I mean how to earn money, keep money, and multiply money. How to grow money.
Yeah. Well, I kind of know the answers. It's
you know the answer. Yeah.
10 people.
10 people. Yes, that is true, right? So they say that the basics is about 10 people on an average of 1,000 people have basic financial education. And basically what a basic financial education is, it costs the industry average in order to get a financial advisor is $1,000 per hour. I've heard of some statistics where some financial advisors are paid $10,000 per hour to manage people's money. So what happens is there's a cycle that happens. The 1,000 people in the room, only 10 people can afford this financial advisor, right? So they, in a sense, where you hear that, oh, the rich get richer because they're putting their money to make their money grow. And the rest of the 990 people don't have access to that $1,000 per hour. So what are they going to do? How are they going to be able to actually make money with their money? So one of the things is the concepts that I've learned that are the best concepts. Oh, wow, that's weird. Half my I've earned. So the best concepts that
going on my channel, since my channel's all money.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, I love to see you so passionate about money and everything now. Because like I've always kind of been this way, you know.
Dude, once I figured this out, for me, I'm very certainty driven. So I'm gonna explain this to you. Okay, so number one, we want to figure out what we teach is increased rate of return, right? We want to increase the rate of return. So that's multiplying your money. You want to be able to multiply your money. We also want to learn how to decrease risk. The second thing you want to learn is to decrease risk. Why do you want to decrease risk? Because I'll explain to you very, very carefully. If you had a 401k and you were going to retire when COVID-19 happened during the drop, you would be losing lots and lots of money. One of the things that I hear from people is, I just stopped looking at it. I don't want to look at what my retirement fund is anymore. Why? Because they planned on retiring, and instead of them retiring on a peak, now they're at a valley. So they've lost so much money. So one of the things that I like to teach is not only increasing your rate of return, but decreasing that risk of losing money, because nobody should ever have to lose money.
What is it about me, who I've lost a lot of money in Google
But you love risk, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm like, I'll learn from it. But that's the thing, you know, like, even dude, if I become a Walmart greeter at the end, at least I can say, man, I took the risk to get
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
I don't have kids or wife or anybody that's kind of part of
this other thing that we teach. Yeah, that's a very good point. This other thing that we teach is this third step right here. Decreasing taxes, which for you've taught me so much about that. That's what the 1% of people that we talked about in that last little drawing, the 1% people are focusing on decreasing taxes because they understand something very, very important. And that is number 4, which is, how do you spell procrastination? I think I got it.
Shout out to JD Frost, who's going to help me pick how much I want to pay in taxes this year. I'm doing a Schedule C, which I'm sure people know a Schedule C right there. It's a 1040 we do for business. And I'm picking exactly what I'm going to show and exactly the tax I'm going to pay, because I literally, and you know this by me, have done business everywhere I've been, pretty much, you know?
One thing that you're very good at is not doing this one, this last one right here. It's procrastination, right? These 3 we teach, this last one we just talk about. And the reason why is people need to know this. Human beings are already pretty good at procrastination. We don't need to teach that. We're all pretty good at this one already. So we teach these, we talk about procrastination.
Hey, number 4 is procrastination?
Yeah, number 4 is procrastination, because what that means is if you looked back 5 years ago and you looked at your money and then you said, okay, where's my money now as compared 5 years ago as it was compared to now? Am I actually making money on top of my money? Most people say, I'll get around to it. I'll figure it out later. And the reason why is because I've been the same thing too as well. I don't want to open my bank account. I don't know how much money I got in there. Do I have a lot of money or do I have a little money? And the reason why I don't want to open it is because I'm afraid to talk about it because I know I don't have enough money. And that's what I've been doing. I've been procrastinating. I'm like, man, I don't have enough money. And that's what most people do. And what the sad thing is people who have money understanding that decreasing taxes, decreasing risk, and an increasing rate of returns are the ways to multiply your money. But the reason why the people who are, and it's what we just talked about in the beginning, the people who are procrastinating is because they don't want to talk about money. We've also been taught as a society to not talk about money, that we shouldn't talk about money. Don't tell other people your salary. Don't tell other people these things. And I get it. There's some etiquette of things you have to do. I understand that 100%.
I don't get that. I think I'm about to make, I think it's 147,000 after everything is kind of where I'm going to show, right?
That's awesome.
I'm actually going to show 65,000, which I don't know if that's the audit and the IRS has to come after, but I've done this, right?
Right.
That's with, we're at. Yeah, but dude, like to me, it's like literally baby money. It's like I have such high goals. It's all right. What can I get into the next vehicle to get to the level? Like the JC Tenati is great, but it was all learning, right? Learning thing. Like I'm actually, look at this, dude. This is all a 25K sale. I'm gonna make $2,000 on this sale. This guy asked all these questions for Windows. I'll probably make that sale because there's a lot of questions. I'm gonna work on that after we get off this tonight. That's what I was working on before.
Right.
Yeah. But sorry, what were you saying?
No, that's awesome. No, so those are the 3 things that I believe that will not only help earn more, keep it, and multiply it. Because most of the time, people put their money in 401ks, which if you pull it out before 59 and a half.
Yeah, I want to take mine out.
You're not only, you have money in a 401k?
Yeah, I don't know. I looked at it just recently. It had like 7K in there. It was from teaching. I did it late. It was a teachers union, so it's actually a 401(b), I think.
Did they match it all or no?
No, I think 2% actually. So
that's cool. So listen, the nice thing about 401ks is it's, in a sense, if people are matching, it's free money, right? They're putting money in with you while you're putting money in. You never want to say no to free money. The problem with 401ks is the taxes and the penalties. So if you pull it out before 59 and a half, let's say you want to have access to the money, not only are you taxed, but you're penalized. So if you had $10,000 in a 401k and you wanted to pull it out because you needed it, because of penalties and because of taxes, automatically it goes down to $6,000. So what you had of $10,000, you lost $4,000, and you don't have that access to that $4,000. It's gone now. And most people have been told that this is the thing to do. This is the right thing to do. And it's not a bad thing to do. The only problem with it is you've got high risk, because 401k plays what the market does. So whenever the market goes up, you make money. Whenever the market goes down, you lose money. So theoretically, go ahead.
When Trump was in here and the economy was over, he was like, "Oh, I love looking at my 401k." Right?
100%. Right? Yes.
And you can't really do much about it.
The one good thing that Tony Robbins wrote a good book. It was called Unshakable. And what he was talking about is if you look at the past 100 years of the stock market, it literally goes like this, up and down, up and down. There's peaks, there's valleys, there's bull markets, there's bear markets.
You know, like I love that you know I've done day trading, right? Of 3-bar and 4-bar plays. The same, you can look at a minute line and you can look at a day line, and it would be the same pattern. They consolidate, they bounce up into 3-bar play, 4-bar play, and they have yellow cross, and they have all these little things. Like, it's funny, dude, because I used to see people watch the stock market, and I never really got it, and then it came so crystal clear. And then so the old highs or new lows, you track over, and you're seeing the same thing. And exactly, if you go look back 100 years, you'll see the same exact pattern. It's like,
it's crazy. So it's one thing that you should always stay certain. By the way, do you know why they call it a bear market and a bull market?
No, why? I don't know that.
It's crazy reasoning of why they decided to title it this way. But a bull puts its horns up, so that means it's going up, and a bear claws down, so that means it's going down, right? It's like, and we just call it these things. Oh, it's a bear market, it's a bull market. But for some reason, we compare it to animals doing different objects. You know what I mean? Different scenarios. But yeah. So one of the things I think it's really important is that most people are not focused on these things. They're not focused on not only taking care of what's a really, really unfortunate thing is when it comes to money is you think if you're talking about money or trying to make money that for some reason it makes you selfish, or not you or me, because we kind of got that out of our heads, even though still at the same time, like,
I don't know, dude, when I upload this, part of the people listening are pretty motivated to make money. Those are the people in my niche. So they kind of have gotten, they're all 10X people that kind of all thought it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We're speaking to more of the 5% towards the 1% than that, at least on my channel. But you're right. If there's someone kind of coming in here, you just got to, what do you think the quickest way you can keep someone like why it's okay to make good money? I have one, but what's the way you can do it?
The more money you have, the more people you can help. And I did not understand that. I thought to myself, like, you had to be poverty stricken, you had to be humble, you had to be, walking around with what are the bindles, the stick and the little bag and the bindle, and being that humble and that like type of lifestyle, in the sense to be like, I'm totally humble, I don't need any money. And I was it was not from a place of it wasn't from a place of arrogance. It was really from a place of ignorance. Honestly, I thought that was the reason to be that way. But as I've learned, the more money you have, the more charities you can donate to, the more impact you can have on your family. When your mom's sick, when your kids are sick, you can get them to better hospitals. You can get them to better doctors. You can pay for all of that and get to them, because time pays for lots of things. It pays for healing, and it pays, money pays for healing, and it pays for time too as well. So when it comes to taking care of people, you can get somebody. You can get somebody on a donor list, on a donor list if you have an extra $20,000. Maybe it shouldn't work that way, but if it does work that way, you got to play the game. And if you play that game of, listen, I'm going to make sure I have this money to protect my family, take care of my family, and not only just have a family to protect, but have an extended family, people that you love, people that you care about, people that you want to do well, that have potential in them, that they need to grow too as well, so they can see their ultimate potential of themselves. Money is a tool. I say it all the time. Money's like a screwdriver. You can use a screwdriver to screw things in and build beautiful, amazing things, but you could also take that screwdriver and chase somebody around with it and try and hurt them with it. And the way you use that tool, you can use it to help build things, or you can help it to break things. So I think money is one of the most powerful tools we have, and we should be talking about it more often.
Yeah, so here's the thing, and I'll say this is what I always tell people. And so I went to 3 sales today. I didn't feel well because I drank. I don't never drink. I drank with a Spanish girl last night. It got me all that. I made 2 out of 3 sales today, and the one sale I didn't make, all right, which is crazy. I'm not even really trying to right now. Like, I am, but like, I'm just trying to help the person, and they're buying because of that reason. The second one was, it was in the low-income house in Waterbury, right? And It was a door, and they already had Home Depot out for like a really low price, and we're kind of like a little bit higher than a little bit better quality. And I had to show them how. It was the Torres family, a Spanish family. I'm sitting out there on a hot day on their couch showing them the doors, right? And I originally thought like, there's no way we're gonna like really get this sale, right? And as I was sitting there, the son comes out, and his son, I guess used to assemble doors. He had a job for a time. Now he doesn't have a car. And he was asking me about the assembly process, and he knew a lot about the doors. And he had legitimate because he knew where we assembled the doors. So he gave a legitimate to all of a sudden came in and gave me credibility. No, these guys, I know what they do to assemble the doors. They're better than like the Home Depot doors, right? And there was something about him, and I don't know, maybe like the fact that he didn't have a car, the fact that it was in the house he was. The dad had Social Security, so they had a limited money they could spend, right? It made me, I'm sitting on the couch on the leather. This is kind of what they were doing. They're a hot family. And I started coaching the kid right there on what it is to take to buy a car, what he needs to do, the job down the street. And I start giving him a lesson right there. And he just starts listening to me. Dude, like literally, this is what I do, the thing. He then goes in, and I'm going to like cry. He goes in and gets a iced tea and puts it on ice and pours it for me. He said, thank you so much. And he was so grateful. And I don't know what the deal is, but I know I'm fully, I used to think I was retarded and all that stuff and everything. I'm fully capable of going out and reproducing. How dare not I? Like literally, you know what I mean? Jesus told a parable, I tell everyone, Jesus guy, of the three people. This is what I always say. The one person who goes and spends his money foolishly, right? The dad gives everybody the same amount of money. The one son goes and spends it foolishly on everything, which was me in my 20s, right? Girls and alcohol, that was it. And then the other one takes it and buries it and holds it. That's like half of America saving their money for a rainy day, saving so much, right? Just burying it. Oh, I'm good. I'm going to keep the money you gave me, Father, and I'm not going to spend it. And then the other one goes out and reproduces, uses that money to make it more money, right? And the father says to the one, he doesn't say anything to the other two. He says to the one, good job, the one who went out and reproduced. So if you're able to actually think and really work really well. Dude, I hate drinking right now because it limits my mind. Like, it's more vacation. If I'm on vacation, I'll have one drink and stuff like that too. You know, I was kind of nervous with whoever, so I'll go out with a girl and, you know, have a drink. Like, maybe I can just myself.
Right.
But like, I really hate it, dude. Like, I feel like I'm losing my potential. And know what's the funny thing? When you stop drinking, you're around all people who drink. They look so like just dumb. And like you're so like,
oh my God, dude, I'm in the wrong room right now. Yeah.
Cam would have drink that. So like, I challenge anybody who's just like, oh no, I can't go out there to drink. Go out with your friends to drink and just don't drink and watch them after a couple of hours, especially if you're a teacher and friend, and then think of what you're doing in potential and how much farther and faster you'll get if you kind of don't spend nights. Not to say like I'm not condemning any of that stuff too. If people do that, like at a holiday when I'm with family, you know, I'll do everything in moderation. But I think so many people, especially like stressed out. I was telling the girl last night that I either drink alcohol. I remember when we were locked in, I was buying cases of beer because like, oh, this will kind of calm me down. And I think everybody was. Well, liquor stores are open, right? Or I was buying energy drinks, right? Because which are totally like two opposites, right?
Yeah.
But like that was because a lot of people were counting on me, dude. I was coaching people paying a lot of money for me to give them advice. And I was stressing out like it works. And luckily, one kid made 20 grand, another kid made 2,500 in a week. These are like crazy stories. And I was telling Yaya a little bit about it. And he's like, dude, you gotta tell these more. You gotta promote them more. You gotta do it more. But it's funny, dude. Like literally my gift. It's I was talking about it with the girl last night. She has the same gift where you can like kind of like read into certain stuff, right? Dude, people are like, oh, you're a medium, you're this, that, dude. You know what it is? It's just you're able to just literally kind of see someone's perspective and see their potential in them. And if you can do that, man, anybody with the right amount of knowledge can turn back and reach out and help somebody else, you know?
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I've learned on my very short journey of helping people make more money is it's probably one of the best feelings I've ever had, watching people look at the chart, right? Watching them put money into a fund that's locked in. They won't lose any money, right? And what does Warren Buffett say? Rule number one is never lose money. And once you get them locked in a fund where they're not going to lose money, and they have a protective floor and a protective ceiling. And then watching, right, the compound interest, the rule of 72 times by 6%, 8%. If you had $10,000 and you had it in the market and it was only by 2%, it would take you 35 years to double your money. If you took that same $10,000 and then multiplied it by 6%, a rate of return, it would take you 12 years to duplicate your money. That's amazing. Honestly, it really is.
The one thing that they don't even talk about in school is the rate of inflation, right? The
oh my God, yeah.
Now
right.
that in some countries, like I study money like it's my job because entrepreneur is my job. Some countries, inflation's so out of whack that stuff's like thousands and thousands of dollars is the euro dollar. I don't know exactly which ones are. I can get back to that. But they really are. And America's getting that way. That's why I think eventually we're going to go to blockchain technology too.
So I'm going to do this. I probably shouldn't do this, but so I'm going to show you my savings account real quick, right? Mm-hmm. My savings account, this money's for my wedding. This isn't where all my money is, but this money's for my wedding, right? I've got almost $6,000 in there. It's all going to my wedding. The interest I made on that, can you see that? Let's see. Can you see it? It says 7 cents. I made 7 cents interest on almost $6,000. Dude, that's crazy. That's insane. That's compared to the rate of inflation, which is anywhere between 2 to 4% compared to where you live. You add food and gas, now you're looking at 5 to 8%. What happens is that you're just putting your money into an account to lose. So you're putting it in an account, but eventually with the rate of inflation, it's going to pull the value down, and your money, you're just losing money. And it's pretty crazy because once you see something like that, I mean, obviously I'm going to be taking this money to, use for my wedding in a few months. But I
don't mean to do that, but like, how could you make you're already going to do it. You're going to do a little marketing in your wedding. So you're already thinking ahead.
Oh yeah. So listen, if whoever's at my wedding, thank you so much for coming. I love you. You guys are amazing. I'm going to have a gift for you. And my gift, because what do they call those bags that they give out to people? What are they called?
I don't know.
Tokens, or what are they called? She's on mute.
You muted yourself.
I muted myself. Yeah.
Anybody in the comments right now?
Yeah. I can't. Maybe she could write it. I've been thinking about this for the longest time. Why does it say ask to unmute? Oh, because I need to do it over here. That's why. I'll get better at this. I'm good at talking about money, but I'm not good at doing this.
So how do you do it there? You're on your iPad right now with the camera?
I got it.
There you go. Yes.
They're called favors.
Favors. That's it. Favors. Okay. So in my favor bag, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write about the 3 things that I've learned. It's going to be a booklet for everybody. When it comes to, very much like the 7 steps of growth, it's going to be a little bit smaller because I want people to actually be able to read this thing instead of just go, oh, that's nice, Josh, and just throw it away. It's going to be 3 things that I've learned in life about fitness, basically how to take care of yourself, about finance, and about faith. Those 3 things. And I'm just going to write basic principles on what I've learned, and hopefully those are going to be my gifts to people as well. We're going to put other things in there too as well. But the reasoning why is once I start to learn all this other information, I want everybody I know to know this information, because too many people in life just go through life and they're not educated. There's 2 things that they don't teach in school. One is money education, and you've talked about that one. They don't teach money education, and then they don't teach, what was the other one today that I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I had kids in my class every day write down millionaire math. They had to do it. And they were the cash quadrant, which every single day before we started our class. And I had every kid say they were going to be a millionaire. And then we talked about how they can make their money work. It's called the money management class. And I got so much kickback in that class from people like, he can't be talking about the stuff he's talking about. Like they were just like, so, I literally went and said, hey, I'm going to change. This is going to be required to be taught in there. But dude, yeah. So Natalia, I was supposed to go work out with my ex tonight at 9:30, and that she's not feeling well. I know that's crazy. But there's a quote though, because she's paying me back. Well, hopefully that's what we're trying to work out. I think she's trying not to make it happen. About $40 a month with interest of a loan I gave her. Right, Maverick Financial. I sent out a document. I've always been very entrepreneurial about this stuff. But I remember thinking and looking at the interest rate. I was like, man, this is what a bank does. You just lend out money and you get a better return on it, and then you can do fees if people don't pay. Like, it's all in favor for the bank. So there's a quote: if you want to steal money, don't rob a bank, open one, right? So
Yeah.
I always just like, man, I'll just open a bank one day and be a funder. And a lot of people with real estate become a funder. The one thing I like about the IUL philosophy that I have, that I'm going to switch, is I can actually take that money that's going to be in a floor index out of the cash flow of my thing. This is what Caleb did, one of our 10X buddies. Put it in there so it's cash flow. The money will grow, and then I can borrow against it any time to really use it, to buy more real estate, to give back a security deposit. It's probably the best way to have my money grow tax-free because it's already being taxed. So then I'm missing it all. Dude, when you told me that Caleb did that, I was just like, oh my God, I want to get another IUL. Like, dude, actually, once I get more cash flow, you know?
He told me so calmly.
I wonder if Grant does that. I wonder if Grant does any of it.
Listen, I would assume that the 1% that we talked about are heavily invested into these funds, into these policies. And I would think, I think
Edwin does that too. Edwin Arario or whatever.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. It's not an investment. It's not an investment. You want to know why? Because investments lose money. This doesn't lose money.
Yeah, dude, it's a pretty sure thing. I honestly, like, I didn't think, like, I was very skeptical of the whole thing. And then as I researched and realized, oh, all the really rich people are doing this. That's why I was part of the 900. Like, dude, as much as I knew about money, and I do know quite a bit about money, don't get me wrong, I can help people, I can help anybody. My whole thing is, as long as you're growth-minded, everything you want to learn, I can help anybody make more money. 100%. It comes with a little bit of work, well, a lot of work. But I really believe it. I know I can, right? And this is just a whole nother tool of it to really just for the certainty people. Like, what I would teach people, you had to have a little entrepreneurial risk. That was an entrepreneur journey. I could coach those people pretty well, right? For the people that were certain, I started developing scripts and curriculum so they could be certainly driven and have like something that would basically do it. And I have little practices, kind of like Anthony Robbins does with the firewalk to get people to overcome stuff, little things they do to overcome fear. Because a lot of people get fearful of the thing, whether it's the first video or whatever the deal is, right? And I've created this stuff all the time. I love nothing fulfills me more than helping people make more money. And especially with the whole vehicle, with this and teaching people on the financial education stuff, it's good, man. Especially because if people really care about their life or their well-being, they got to focus on money at one point, man. You know?
That gives me a good idea. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to provide a free educational program about money. Just DM me money at Josh Lewis Growth on Instagram. And the reason why I'm saying DM me money is because I want to know if you're serious about it. If you're afraid to type in money and hit send to me, then it might mean that you're not serious. And then I'll have you fill out a questionnaire, see if you qualify, and then do a free educational program about money. And because one of the things I've learned is when I tried to get serious about money, there was always something holding me back. And then until I realized, wait a minute, money can help people. It can help out my family. It can help out the people that I love. I need to take it seriously. You know, I need to start writing down the reasons why money is good, as opposed to all those limiting beliefs I had where money was bad. So I think it's really, really important to get people educated, not only about money, but and how to multiply the money. That's like 70% of the battle. But I think, it might be a 60-40. 60% you got to multiply your money, but that 40% is you got to learn the right mindset towards money. I don't know. Would you disagree? Do you think it's different? Do you think it's 50%, or what would you say?
So think with your financial education thing, if someone takes you money, if they don't know, if they haven't studied the cash flow quadrant, if they haven't studied like a Grant Cardone book, they haven't studied it, they'll be very wary to do anything that'll make them more money or risk because they don't have the confidence to go reproduce money. Like I have the confidence that I do literally have confidence that like I can make, and I think that's for making money online for people. It's crazy, dude. I almost feel like so blessed. Like even with the Amazon Prime show that we're going to be on and certain things like that, like inspiring the world to make more money. That's why I coach people first to make money.
Well, those people that you just talked about, those are the people that qualify. I want to talk to those people. I want to talk to those people who are afraid of the risk. Because what's the second thing I talked about that we're going to teach about is decreasing risk. Because one of the things is we have enough risk in life, right? You have enough risk with COVID walking out the door, whether or not the bum's wearing a mask down the street or not. I got a crazy story, by the way. And you have enough risk. So that's what we want to teach people. We want to teach people not only how to multiply their money, but how to decrease risk and decrease taxes. Because that's what the 1% do. That's what people who are millionaires, multimillionaires and billionaires, they decrease taxes. They know how to do that. They increase risk all the time, but they also are good at managing the risk and decreasing the risk where they don't need to take it. And if there's a place, if you ask a multimillionaire, you want to take a lot of risk and have a chance of somewhat of a return, or if you want to take minimal risk but have a chance of a really good return consistently, and it's going to save you time, the multimillionaire is most likely going to pick a thing that it might not make a high peak or a high peak, but anything that's going to have an increased rate of return that they can bank on consistently, it's something worth going after. I want to tell you a story, by the way, really quick. So yesterday at my form of my employment, right, there is a gentleman outside. He's drunk. I don't know that. He's standing outside, sitting out in front. I go out. He has a mask down underneath his chin, not a bank robber mask, but actual like a mask.
COVID mask, COVID protocol.
Yes, a COVID mask. And he's sitting down on the front steps in front of Chili's, right? I go out there with my mask, and there's a lady out there, and she's like, get this guy some water. She's a guest in our restaurant. She's like, he's drunk. So I'm looking at the guy, right? So we get him some water, and I can use some water because I've been talking a lot. We get him some water, and he sits down. I start talking to him. And I know, like, this guy just decided to sit down right in front of my establishment. And now I got people walking in who are already afraid of the coronavirus. And you got a guy who's just sitting there like this, like, I'm like, oh, man, this isn't a good look, right? And I got people who are out of masks looking at the guy. And I'm like, how you doing? Welcome to Chili's as they walk in, right? So I'm like, I'm trying to make the guests who come in feel comfortable. And also I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do with this gentleman out front. So he has water. So I'm like, you know what? Let me call this guy an Uber. Where do you live? He's homeless. I'm like, you're homeless? He's like, yeah, but I'm staying at a place right next to the truck stop. I'm like, well, what's the address? He's like, literally, it's at the truck stop. I'm like, all right. So I'm talking to him for like 5-10 minutes. We're talking to him. I'm talking to him. I call an Uber. Usually Ubers come in like 3 minutes, right? Of course, this Uber comes. It says 14 minutes, right? I'm like, great. I don't want to leave the guy here because he's in front of when guests walk in. So I want to make sure I'm mediating the situation and having as much control of the situation as possible. So he starts talking to me. I start talking to him. His name's Richard. We start talking, going back and forth. And he sounds a little bit more coherent as I'm talking to him. Like, so what do you do, Richard? You do anything? Do you have a job? So I did have a job. So he starts talking about his job. I'm like, tell me about it. And he's like, I don't have it anymore. I was like, why not? And he's, well, they fired me. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. He's like, yeah. And so he was like, yeah, I don't have any way to get a job back. And I said, well, have you thought about going back and asking for your job? And he's like, do you think you could call him up? And he gives him the company, the name of the company. You call him up and say, Richard's a good guy. Can you give him his job back? And I was like, yeah, man, like, listen, I get why you want me to do that, but they don't know me. Why don't you do that? And he looks at me because I'm afraid. And I was like, yeah, man, I get it. So I start to pray with them, right? Because that's just how I am. I'm like, all right. So I pray for him. We have a really good prayer. And then the Uber shows up, right? So I'm like, oh, happy ending, right? Prayed for the guy. It's all good. He's got his water. He's okay. So the Uber pulls up, and I walk up to the Uber, and the guy rolls down his window, and I'm looking straight at the Uber. I'm like, hey, so I got a guy here. He just needs to go to the truck stop, and he just looks at me, the Uber, and I'm just looking at the Uber guy. I'm not seeing what's going on behind me. And he goes, no, man, he's got to go to hospital. And I look behind, and the guy's got his drink, and his legs are up in the air, and he's like this. And I'm like, oh, come on, Richard, what are you doing, man? You're pretty, like, and the Uber drives off. So I'm like, dude, I don't want to say I wasted 15 minutes. I prayed with the guy, but I'm like, now what? So I'm like, all right, now I got to call the police. So I'm like, and I didn't want to call the police. So I called the police up, and I started explaining to him. But the guy's not an idiot. He's drunk, right? So I'm like, I'm like watching him like, he's got a black shirt on. He's got a backwards hat. And he's like looking up at me like, hey, what's going on? He's, hey, give me back my $10. And I'm like, yeah, now he's asking me about $10 that I never gave him. He's like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, man, I didn't give you $10. You give me back my $10. I'm like, let's not do this, Richard. And he's like, come on, man. I'm like, do you even know my name anymore? He's like, give me back my $10. I'm like, oh no. So I'm talking on the phone to the dispatch lady. I'm like, listen, he's really drunk, because when he stood up, he was like swaying around, which is such a sad place to be in life.
The job he had that he got laid off from.
He named the place of the company. I'm not going to name what it was, but it sounded like a construction company. What?
Construction company?
Yeah, I think it was. From what it sounded like. So I'm like, he's like, wait a minute. So what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, listen, man, where's my Uber? Where's my Uber? Now he's entitled, right? I'm paying for his Uber, and he's like, where's my Uber? I'm like, hey, man, I just got a $2 surcharge fee because we had to cancel that Uber because you messed up and fell when you tried to get up. But I didn't say this to him, obviously. And he's like, nah, man, give me back my $10. And then he starts walking, and he's walking towards Queen Street, which is a busy street. And I'm on the phone with the dispatch lady. I'm like, he's walking towards the street. He's walking towards the traffic. I don't want him to go out towards the traffic. She's like, don't follow him. It's okay. He's not on your business anymore. We have the police officers coming. And I don't even know how he did it, but he got across the street fine through traffic. I felt like, not as bad, but remember when we watched Blessing jump across the traffic? That's what I felt like. I'm like, yo, dude! And he just walks right across, and then he's sweating in the McDonald's parking lot. Yeah. And then the cops.
What time of day was that?
Dude, this was yesterday or 2 days ago. It was like 90 degrees outside. The guy needed water. He was obviously drunk. It was a crazy scenario. So that's 20 minutes of my time. Wow. And the funny thing is, like, as I was praying for the guy, I was like, okay, this means something, happy ending. And then I would just switched at the end. I was like, whoa, okay, I guess not, man. There's some people, especially when they're drunk, when you're trying to help them. But anyway, he's one of the reasons.
And you said two things that you can learn from. So there's a video on my YouTube channel, 10 Ways to Help the Homeless. And I learned stuff. So you can learn from everybody. You can learn from that guy. Two things he said right there, which if anybody's not making money, you have exactly what Richard has, that maybe three things. Fair, afraid to advocate for yourself. You're afraid to go out there and put yourself out there. You'll always be broke. You got to put yourself out there, whether it's getting a job, whether it's doing stuff. There's people who can work in the background, but you always got to advocate for yourself at one point in life. Wherever it is, you got to be that. And I that comes with a lot of inner coaching and controlling your brain. And the other thing is entitlement. Never be entitled to anything, right? The guy was entitled to everything at that moment. Once you have entitlement, oh, I should be here. I should be this. Oh, I should be paid this amount. Then
where's my Uber that I didn't have 5 minutes ago that I suddenly just had, and now I don't have it anymore? Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the third one's drinking too, man. You got to watch what you put in your body too. Health over wealth.
Yeah.
Those are three things. Like, if you don't want to be like Richard, don't be afraid. Don't be entitled, and man, don't drink to be messed up either. So if you reverse psychology, figure out how he got there, lost his job, drank. He probably might have lost his job for a different reason, right? Drank to forget.
Dude, I don't know, but I know 100% the reason why he lost his job is because he showed up drunk every day, and they're like, dude, you gotta go. Like,
But then you get deeper. Why did he show up drunk? Right? What was making? He's coping on in pain. So there's an insecure
absolutely.
thing. You know, everybody's. I believe everybody shares, right? And there's everybody at a point is always hurting on something. Life is life. I think Jordan, what's his face, says that life is pain, right? And the thing. But I almost think, you know, anytime there's pain, you're finding your purpose through it. Although I don't know why I'm hanging with Spanish girls, just want to be like that, and then being like, when I'm not with them, being like missing all the X stuff and being like, oh my, this whole entrepreneur journey, let me just go and make a mediocre job and just marry someone and be semi-happy, you know?
Real quick story again. So this is,
by
like,
the way, did you see the advertisement I put for this on the thing? I took some chick that was on my story and I put this.
yeah, I saw that. I'm not going to
You know-
add that to my profile.
But you know I did it, right?
I know why you did it. Yeah, but like,
Because
if
I have all these girls trying to
Ashley
wake
looks at
me
that,
up.
she's gonna be like, "Who's
And like,
this?"
no, this is why I did it. I have all these girls trying to wake me up. You're perfect. Oh my God, blah, blah. Dude, right now, dude, it's like, and so my whole thing is, if I got a girlfriend, I couldn't do that. So I don't have a girlfriend now. So I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? Kind of. I don't know, man. I'm losing it. I mean, it's definitely attention, but.
Well, listen, look, how long have we been doing this? We've been doing this almost an hour and a half, so we should wrap it up. What's the final
An hour and a
takeaways?
half?
Yeah, well, almost. We started at 10:20.
Yeah, but we recorded the whole thing. Because I never want these to be more than an hour.
I agree. Yes. So let's wrap this up. So what are the key takeaways from today that you want to share with people?
So if you want to make money, you have no way to make money, go to changinglivescoach.com. It's actually, if you get this sooner, because of Yaya, it's going to go to 5K. You're going to have to dish out a lot of money to make a lot of money, because that's what he said. I'm going to follow what people ahead of me said. You're worth it. I was doing coaching sessions for $250 an hour. People 100%. I know I've done free coaching sessions. I don't want to do anymore because Oswaldo, my funnel guy, gets paid. I can help anybody make money by spending money or putting on a credit card. It'll be the best investment. You think money back guaranteed. I'll help you make more money.
Awesome. So those are the takeaways. The takeaways I will say today is, if you're looking to increase your returns on your money, decrease your risk, and decrease your taxes, hit me up, because for me, one of the things that I do, oh my God, is that what she was doing? Oh my God. Let's get her off mute so we can okay. Look, take yourself off mute and show that up real quick so we can get that on the video. That was fantastic.
This is what I did while I was watching and listening.
Wow. That's awesome.
How much is that? I'll buy that right now. How much is that?
I'll buy that right now.
What value would it be for you? What would you pay for it?
I don't know. I'll give you $100. And
it's my gift to you.
No. Well, we'll do it over. I'll take that to you for like $100. No, because you actually. So anybody doesn't know, for my coaching, she was the one person that I love. There was Joyce Altieri. She helped me out.
That's awesome.
A lot of forms for many people I coached. So yeah, that's awesome. That's a keepsake right there on a good night before everything happens. That's awesome. I didn't know you were that good of an artist.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Did you get it?
Put it up one more time.
Can you see it? What?
I got it. Perfect. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. Wow.
That's my gift to you, Josh.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Yes. So the final takeaway is, money's important. Learn about money. Educate yourself about money. That's why I'm doing the whole education about money, because once I learned more about it and how to multiply the money, honestly, I was just talking about it with my fiance today. We did the education thing with her today, and she went, oh my God, I feel like a sense of relief. I was like, isn't it crazy? And if you're able to transfer that sense of relief to people, it's one of the most fulfilling things in the world. So honestly, that's more of what I'm concerned about. I want to teach people about money, how to multiply their money. So same thing, DM me money, and we'll get you on an appointment so we can figure out how to better multiply your money too as well. And money's important. No matter what anybody tells you, it is important, so you can take care of more people. All right. What else you got, Jeff? You got anything else?
Oh, dude, that was great, man. That was awesome. There's a lot of stuff I've learned. I got to get more into that. I'm actually Edward Chang. If you're watching this, man, I'm sorry. I'm not going to get your quote tonight. I'm going to start for tomorrow. It's about a 25K window sale. We're going to try and get it for like 23. I'm going to have to get it to him. Look at, dude, I have 9 questions to answer. Dude, don't drink, guys. Kids, don't drink. Don't taste the Spanish girls. So they're just gonna leave you brokenhearted. You're gonna feel sick all day, and you're gonna take a nap. I took a nap. That's where I'm at. I'm human.
All right. Well, and on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. You have no idea how powerful you are. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. Jeff, where can they find you? JeffJCunningham.com.
No, that's not even working because my funnel, guys, man. I'm upset. Jeff, I know. I'm very upset about that. You got to go to jeffscoaching.com, which I'm so upset because Oswaldo is this beautiful, nice guy, his beautiful girlfriend, and he always is like Jeff's coaching. I don't like my name Jeff's. I like jeffjcunningham.com. I like jefftheentrepreneur.com. I don't think those lead to anything right now. You got to go to changinglifecoach.com. You can DM me on jefftheentrepreneur.com. I'll send you through the funnel and see if you qualify. But I don't just coach anybody. I like coach people who want to make money and everything like that.
Joy of color for art.
Yes, I was just about to say, do you want to plug anything? You got anything that Joy of Color?
Just Joy of Color on Instagram. I'm going to be doing some new amazing things. I'm not sure what, but
Awesome. You guys got to follow her then.
Keep it full circle. I said to someone, pick something, create it, and then you could sell money for it. She did that from the start. From when I talked about it, she started something. I was willing to like it enough to pay for it. That is the whole circle of it. That's kind of what the whole life's about too. I will say, if you're an
That's how
artist,
marketplace works.
so many artists though, they operate, and this is why people start doing like the disc test. They operate in a totally different way. So, but I can even help an artist make money, man. Which is saying something because they have a whole different way they think.
yeah, well, you know what? I can create whatever you give me.
Awesome. It's amazing.
Really freaking good. That's
I
awesome.
love it. All right, I got to go. Wake up in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym. Well, my gym in my house. Have a great night, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much.
Peace out.
Bye.